The man poured a whole bottle of wine over his body. Then he took the bottle to the Russian embassy. The guards thought he was just a regular drunk, so they let him go. Then the diplomat came out. The man drove his car after him. He rammed the diplomat's car and stopped it. Then he calmly got out of his car. He poured gasoline on his car. Then he questioned him about the killers who broke into his house. When the diplomat refused to talk, the man shot him in the lungs. The diplomat, in a state of agony. The tortured diplomat rushes to tell him the name of the killer. The man got the information he wanted. Then he surrendered and walked out of the car. The man was a retired senior officer, but during a mission, he offended the Russians. All his teammates were assassinated by assassins. The man was the only one who survived. But the assassins didn't want to let him go. Soon after, they cut off the power to the man's house. They entered the man's house. They fired several shots at the quilt. Inside the quilt was the man's pregnant wife. He decided to avenge his wife, son, and teammates. He went to the officer and asked for information about the killers. But the officer didn't know much either. So the man went to the diplomat for killing the diplomat. The man was sent to prison for killing the diplomat. But he wasn't afraid, because he knew his boss would come to his defense. But he needed to protect himself before his boss's men arrived. But he needed to defend himself before his bosses arrived. The night is the hardest time in prison. First he wrapped his shirt around his hand. Then he turned on the water to the faucet. And then, after all that preparation, the guards who wanted to hurt him came in. But he soon took care of them. He waited for his superiors to send someone to rescue him. The man walked out of the prison. He was led by his boss to meet with the top brass. The man told them the name of the killer, but they were shocked. The assassin was a Russian counterintelligence agent. He was an extremely dangerous man. The superiors decided to organize a team to eliminate the assassin. In order not to be detected by the other side's air force, they had to take a civilian plane. It was a foolproof plan, but as soon as they entered the airspace and were about to parachute, they were spotted by fighter jets.